Hello, welcome to the House of Sugar Creek. I am Taylor Bradford, the host of this channel, and today we're fixing Lucinda. Lucinda is one of our cane back chairs, and she had a stain on her seat bottom, and I couldn't get it out with that fancy stuff called Folex. Folex disappointed me on this particular fabric. That's okay, I happen to have extra of the fabric that I use for these chairs, so that is what today is all about, fixing the Lucinda cane back chair so that I can get her back out for a rental that is upcoming. So let's get to it. I'm going to quickly replace the fabric and put new fabric on because I don't like this stain. So that is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to keep track of staples that just fell on the floor. Where did it go? There it is. Because I don't want to happen to step on one. And since these staples are not that old, they should come out relatively easy. So that's what we're going to do. So now I'm going to finish working on getting these staples out. So I'm going to fast forward for you. That way you don't have to watch me in real time move around the chair edge to get all of these staples out. So now you can actually see the foam of the chair, and it's just going to work for the time being, the foam that already exists. But you can also see the chartreuse or whatever this is. It's like a yellow, weird mustard color that is still attached underneath foam. So there's no telling what or how old that fabric is. So what I'm going to do, you know what, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I could probably wash this, but I got some paint on it from when I touched up not too long ago. So what I'm going to do is lay out my fabric and trace this pattern so that I have an exact match, which makes this way easier to do. Okay, so laid this pattern down on top, and I know it's washing it out because it's a super light color. So we're just gonna trim this up, and it doesn't have to be pretty, you guys. It's getting tucked under the chair, but you want to create basically the same shape that you had, which is what I'm doing. So I am just cutting around the original piece so that I have something to work with once I go back over there. Right, now I have my piece. It's cut into the shape I need it, but I need to get these wrinkles out. So I'm going to have to get my steamer out so that I can get these wrinkles out. Otherwise, I won't be able to get the wrinkles out. So let's go get the steamer. My fabric is now cut out and as ironed / steamed as I'm going to be able to get it. So I'm going to use this work surface. I actually just put down the extra fabric on top of my wooden table so that I could do this on an actual tabletop surface. So I have just basically squared up this piece of fabric that's now cut, and I want to actually start at the top of this, which is the front part of the seat, because I want that to be as smooth as possible, and then I can work my way around. Now I have an electric stapler, which is what I will be using to reattach all of this, and so we're just going to pull this guy back up and get to stapling. Here we go. It'd help if I actually turned it on. Ah. And I'm just going and putting a staple about every inch so that I can keep the fabric pulled tight as I can. And then when I need to overlap it and create a wrinkle on the underside, I have the ability to do that. Because once I start getting over to the curve, I don't care if it wrinkles on the underside, but I do care if you can see that wrinkle up on the top. So I end up using a bunch more staples over on the corners to basically create that overlap underneath. And so that's ultimately what I'm doing. So you can see where I bunched up the fabric here and then put a couple more staples and then was going about every inch roughly. No rhyme or reason, you're just trying to keep the fabric pulled tight. So on this edge, I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'm gonna put a staple to hold that fold over, and then I'm just gonna keep working my way down as I go. It is complete. I do have some spare extra fabric that will hang out if I don't do something with it. So we're gonna just tuck this guy in because it'll hang out underneath the chair. Ooh, out of staples. Good sign to stop. Alright, the seat bottom is done, which is really great. And I probably should put some black, but I don't really want to. It'll be okay. So we're gonna go ahead and tuck this guy back into the chair, which, whoops, it'd help if I did this the right way. Put the screws back in. There's one. There's two. There's three. And that was a super easy fix. It's good until I gotta replace it again next time. But we're gonna Scotch guard it up so that it, let's see, I've gotta put some extra fabric in. Got a little bitty wrinkle, but you know what? It will work for our purposes. By the way, these are the tools that I was using, a pair of pliers. These are awesome. These also have snips in between, so if you need to snip some fishing line or a small piece of metal, you can snip them right there in the middle. And then these are staple pullers. These are really great upholstery tools. Both of these are what I use a lot. Now I'm gonna clean up my mess and get this chair wrapped up and ready to go into my trailer because it's going out for a rental. So I hope you enjoyed this little upholstery video, kind of small tutorial on how to redo a seat cover that might get a stain. Seat covers are really easy to do when it comes to in the grand scheme of upholstery. Today we're going out on an adventure because we have a wedding to set up for. So let's go. Let's get this trailer closed up, but let's take a peek at what's inside. We have our brand new Peachy Pink Sofa going out, plus our Lucille cane back, some rugs, some side tables, my rolly cart to help us load that sofa in easier, and some fun lounge decor tucked away right there. So yeah, let's get this trailer locked up. All right, let's go. So this is the Trinity River Audubon Center, which is full of nature trails and lots of hiking happens out here, and it's kind of like tucked into Dallas. It's pretty awesome. And this is the second time we've been at this venue, and it's pretty awesome. So I'm gonna give you a quick peek at the venue itself, and then I'm gonna show you our setup. Here's truck and trailer. And there's Shelby. She's a DJ tonight. Vendor life. Hashtag vendor life. I will link all of the vendors in the description so you can check out their work. It's a great vendor lineup for this wedding. It's always fun to see some of your frienders. Shelby DJs for a friend of mine, or with a friend of mine, Rod Baker, with DFW Parties. Y'all, look how beautiful this space is. The wedding is tucked inside there, but all of these trails and all of that. So let's go take a peek at some of the setup. Lounge is set and just waiting on a little bit of floral to come in. This is the debut of the Peachy Pink Sofa. Oh my gosh, this looks so pretty. And now we are complete. Florals from Holly Vials.
So if you missed last week's video or you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'm going to queue up last week's video and a subscribe button for you to click right now. So subscribe if you haven't and click play to watch last week's video.